Hi, welcome back to the Tonebar channel. Okay, we got a lot of topics to talk about today. I got some updates, I got some new information, and okay, I want to thank everybody that has bought a Tonebar, because you are truly, I started calling everybody that bought a Tonebar pioneer. You are truly on the cutting edge, and you get it why the Tonebar works, and you're enjoying your guitar now. Now, I've heard, you get all these comments on, and I listen to all the comments, but if it's something stupid, I'll just put in troll alert and move on. I've punked a few people out, but I need to quit doing that. I view it as a blood sport, because when people are talking silly stuff, it's just too easy to debunk them. But I got a lot of notes here, and I want to thank everybody that's bought one and everybody that's viewed this channel. You are truly on the cutting edge of guitar tone, and you get it. The rest of them are sitting on the fence, and they're missing out. You're enjoying your guitar. I'm enjoying my guitar. It's still ringing out. Now, in the next video, in the previous video, I put on a set of Martin strings. And the only reason I did that was because I was out of GHS strings. And I had a coupon to Guitar Center, and I bought some Martins, okay? So I put them on there, but I don't like them. Still ringing out. Okay, one of the reasons that all right, let's get to the chase here. Here we have what we have here. All right, when you get a Tonebar, when you buy a Tonebar, you get the patented Tonebar. Okay, drop that down there. And you get a sticker for your guitar case, or wherever you want to put it at. I use them on my shirts. And then you get an instruction sheet that's serial numbered, and it tells you how many. There's about 3,000 of these, so there's 3,000 people that really get what I'm doing. And I've heard a couple of names been thrown up. I'm gonna get my notes here. Got a bunch of notes here. A bunch of names have been thrown up, and I just want to clarify some differences in the Tonebar versus Powerpins versus the Platemate. Okay, let's do the Powerpins first. I looked them up. I hear this stuff, and I'm like, okay, well let's look into it. The Powerpins don't have no patent. This is just some engineering company that says, well, let's do this. And I watched a couple of the videos, and you can clearly hear when you put the Powerpins in here, all that weight of that metal, all those metal screws going down in there and all that weight, that adds weight to the guitar. There's helicopters going over. That adds weight on a guitar. Okay, we're going to veer off into all these subcategories now. On the top of a guitar, this guitar is like, and I'm going to demonstrate this with some diagrams here in a minute. The guitar top is basically an acoustic speaker, and here is the sound hole. This guitar is designed like this. This is a real guitar. See that X right there right behind the hole? See that X right there behind the hole? That's as close as they can get to this bracing. The helicopter. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay, that's as close as they can get to this bracing to make that top vibrate. Any weight that you add to the top of this guitar is going to make it vibrate less. That's just a fact. The tone bar, where's it at? I laid it down here somewhere. The tone bar weighs less than the pins. So what you're doing, basically you're taking weight off the guitar and you're adding more contact. When you use a tone bar, you're taking weight off the guitar, not adding weight to it. In the Powerpin videos I've seen, it clearly muted the guitar. When the guitar was strummed, you could tell that the weight was compressing it and choking it out. They don't have a patent on that. I would have never launched this if I hadn't got a patent on this. I have the patent and it's in my name. I would not have done this without a patent. These guys are just an engineering firm with a trademark. You can trademark anything. You can get a trademark or what was the other thing called? A trademark or it's just a trademark. You can get a trademark or get it, get that name registered. It's a registered trademark. That's not a patent. A patent is something that you submit with all these diagrams to the patent office, and then they're going to look it up under all the patents and say nay or yay. Okay, now I hope you don't. I'm not scattered. I'm just, things come to me, and we gotta get all this going. All right, now one of the things I want you to be aware of once you get a tone bar, this is critical. This is the critical part of the tone bar, is to get it aligned. Now see these wings on here? I put these wings on here for a reason. See that? I can move that back and forth. I can look up under, I can feel up underneath the guitar, and I can, let's say if I put it in there and it's like this, I'm like, oh man, that ball end's too far from the edge. And I can move it over before I tighten the strings up. So the critical part of the tone bar is to get it centered and over the holes. And the other critical thing is to make sure your ball ends are in the middle of that hole where you can move them just a hair. So they're pulling, so you're getting all that contact pulling up, and not like, I'm gonna tell you something. In the last video, I was trying my hardest to do this as fast as I could. And I'm like, man, it don't sound as good as it did before. And then I loosened the strings and found out that one of my ball ends was over here, hooked on the edge, and the tone bar wasn't making contact. You can tell when the tone bar is not making contact because you're not getting, it's like you're just not getting the contact. You're not getting the clarity. But I heard it because I'm used to what it sounds like. And I'm just barely strumming on this guitar. Okay, Okay, so I fixed that, and it sounds good. But with the tone bar, now I mean, you need to listen with the words I'm saying. With the tone bar, you can distinguish with your guitar different string brands. These are Martins. They sound okay. And for anybody else, it might be great. But they don't sound as good as the GHS. So the next video, I'm going to swap these out and put a new set of GHS bright bronze on there. Okay, let's get to my notes, and then I got some diagrams to show you. Now, once you get a tone bar installed, here's the diagram from the patent. See that? And you don't really have to bend that other end up. I just like to do that. Okay? I think it gives it a little strength, gives it a little uniformity. And then we're going to go to the other thing here. See where I got my... Okay, now here's another thing. All you string break guys, we're getting ready to get to you here in a minute. All you guys that say, well, what if I break a string? What if I'm at a gig? Well, I bet 95% of you don't have no gig, okay? And if you got string breakage, you got a problem with your guitar, and I'm going to show you why pins are the problem. Now, here's where you string break guys. Here's a real bridge. This was the bridge from the Martin Guitar Company, standard bridge. Okay, now I'm going to show you something here. Now, if you got a tone bar, here's a tone bar. Here's a real one. And you put it on your guitar, and your E string is breaking. Well, then just do this. Slide it over and use the tone bar on 5 strings and use a pin in that E string if your E string is breaking. You can use the tone bar. Look at that. See, I just slid it over. Just slide it over. That's why the curve's on the end. See, I missed the hole completely. And you can put a pin in your little E string and use the tone bar on the other ones. Now, what I'm going to guarantee you is that E string is not going to be as loud as those other 5 strings because it's not getting the contact. But if you're so worried, if you're all freaking out about string breakage, I'm going to tell you why that happens. But here's the solution before, just use the tone bar on 5 strings and put a pin in the other ones. Now I forgot to bring it, but if you like the pins in your guitar, then just buy you a set of cheap pins. I've had a lot of people say, man, you ought to include some short pins to put in the holes. Well, if you got a guitar and you like that feel and you like that look, but you'd rather have better tone and better vibration with a tone bar, then either take those, if you got nice pins, like I said, pins don't matter if they're diamond, platinum, solid gold, solid silver, solid lead, don't matter. Pins are the problem. All right, but if you like the pins, just cut them in half and you get some little nubs, they're about that long, and then just put where that slot is, just put it where the hole is, and you can plug them holes up, and it looks like you got pins in there. But they're not affecting the tone bar. They're not affecting nothing. They're just going with that little slot in there. See that little slot in the pins? That'll go right over that string and plug that hole, and you look like you got pins. And like I told everybody, that's how I showed my guitar when I first got it, when I first discovered this and started taking it out and playing it. They said, man, that guitar sounds good. How much you want for it? I said, I want to sell it. I don't want to sell it. But then it was like, man, that guitar really sounds good. But the reason it sounds good is it's got a tone bar in it. Now, one of the things that helped me tremendously in my discovering of the tone bar after I discovered it was a little device called a stethoscope. You can use, when I install a tone bar in a guitar, and I can take this stethoscope and I can go all the way up to the neck, and I can tell how loud it is from that, and go all the way around it and tell where the sound's coming from. There's many disciplines that need to be accomplished to do certain things. Now let's go on to the Platemate. The Platemate, they're selling you a little piece of brass plate to glue under your guitar. Here again, adding weight to the guitar, and you're still using pins. But the Platemate is there to help your guitar, because all the ball ends have eaten up the bottom of your bridge plate, and the ball ends coming through. And because the pins and the method that you've been using has eat up the inside of your guitar. The tone bar solves that. The tone, you don't need no Platemate. You just need a tone bar. The tone bar eliminates any, or just bypasses all of the damage that pins have done to your guitar. It neutralizes. I mean, you go around it. Doesn't matter how many chips. You could have a half-inch hole there, and the tone bar would still pull up just like it's supposed to, and still activate the bridge plate. Okay, let me go through my notes here so I don't miss anything, and then we're going to go to some more diagrams. And then I'm thirsty, so hang on a minute. Okay. Now, I just mentioned Platemate and Powerpins. They don't have a patent. They got a trademark, completely different. No, it's not the same. And I don't see the inventors of Platemate, and I don't see the inventors of Powerpins on here hawking their material. I invented this. I got the patent on it. I can't pay somebody to do some fancy video. They might have some fancy videos, but I'm one guy with one camera and one idea and one patent. And it works. And 3,000 of these have been sold to people out in the field, and you know who you are, and your guitar sounds better. And not one person, 3,000, not one person says, this is junk, I want to send it back. Ain't happening. Never happened. Never happened. One guy on eBay says, I tried it and I went back to pins. You're a liar. Okay? All right, let's do this. Okay, why does let's see. Okay, and I'll listen to your opinion, but I'm not here to listen to your opinion. I'm here to listen to your experience. Until you buy one and try one, I don't want to hear it. I don't care if you got a pinless bridge. Great for you. You're missing the boat. Those 6 strings on that pinless bridge are trying to rip that bridge off the top of that guitar, and to keep them from doing that, they got you got 2 little bitty dots on your bridge, and that's a little bitty bolt with a big washer on the bottom holding that bridge down so those strings don't rip that bridge off. That's all hocus pocus. Okay, let me go through my thing here. Now, they're saying this. I've heard some guys say, well, these guys wrote this book on this, and they said this. Well, okay, well, the tone bar hadn't come out when they was doing research on their book, so they need to do an appendix or a new version 27 that says all that bullshit we said in the beginning, throw it out the window, get a tone bar. But they won't do that. You know, they're selling all kind of pins, brass pins, wood pins, ivory pins, bone pins. They are junk. They don't do nothing. They are the problem. They're the reason your strings are breaking. They're the reason that your bridge plate's getting eat up. Y'all need to if y'all not listening to what I'm telling you, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let me see what blah 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 blah. I don't want to hear the opinions. Having the tone bar on the guitar is like listening to the radio. It's like going from AM to FM. It's clearer. There's less noise. It's better. We'd play the album version. Okay, now. Okay, I'm going to use all this stuff when I show you these diagrams. I got some diagrams to show you. All right, let's see here. All right, there's that, there's that, there's that. All right, now, just okay. Now I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna move this microphone over here. Move this camera over here. Okay, now. Now pay close attention. Before, I hope you can see this. All right, we'll do that. Okay, like before, when you have a tone bar, the ball end is suspended in the middle of the hole, okay? And then it only has a small breaking point at the top of the hole, and then it hits the bridge, and then it's applying a lot of pressure to the bridge, okay? It's applying a lot of pressure to the bridge saddle, to the saddle, and gives you more tone. And the tone bar is hitting the bridge plate, and the ball end is just suspended in the middle of the hole. Okay, now here's what's really going on. I started, you know, I listened to the comments, and I'm like, if they have a valid point, I'm okay with that. But so far, it's been nonsense. It's just been utter nonsense. Everybody's stuck in this old way of doing things, and nobody has done this, and they're all screaming. Okay, you solid pin guys and you string breakers, listen up. Okay, when you got a solid pin in your guitar and you shove it down in there, okay, then right there's the contact point. So you're breaking that string, okay? The string's going down in the hole, but it's getting broke. You are the point of contact with the string on the guitar is at the top of the hole on the bridge. That's where the break point is. Between there, if you're smashing that right there against that, you're smashing that string up against the inside of that hole, then that's where the break point is, and the bridge. You're crimping it two places here and bending it down here at the bottom. That's not giving you contact. You're getting contact on the top of the edge of the hole at the top of the bridge, and that's where your strings are breaking at. Look at your strings when you break one. Look at it. Okay, so bridge pins cause string breakage, solid pins, brass pins, because you're smashing that string right up against the edge of the hole at the top. That ball end could be dangling down there doing nothing because you've anchored it. You've anchored the string at the edge of the hole at the top. That's not adding contact to the bridge plate where the action is. All right, now I'm going to prove to you with some diagrams here. All right, now. Here is a diagram of the top of the guitar. Okay, now here's a tone bar installed. Okay. Oh, now okay. Here's what I want you to think about. Here's what I want you to comprehend. Why do they scallop braces? When they have a brace, it's like this. Okay, it's a brace inside of a guitar. It's one of these, and then they go in and they whittle some away in certain spots. Why do they do that? Why do those scallop bracing guitars cost more? Because they had to go in there and they chisel that out in a certain spot, and what it does is it relieves weight, and they scallop it because it relieves weight, but it still provides the strength for the top. So the tone bar takes weight off, which is the pins that weigh more than the tone bar, and the tone bar provides all the contact and makes the top vibrate. That's what scalloping is supposed to do. It's supposed to make the top vibrate more. But if you're using solid pins and they're actuating or anchoring on the edge of the hole, they're just trying to pull the top off. They're not utilizing the bridge plate and making the speaker move. The top of the guitar is like a speaker. Man, I feel like I'm preaching to you know, if you got one, I'm preaching to the choir, but all these other people, y'all need to listen to what I'm talking about, because this ain't no joke. Or they would have a patent on that other stuff. Okay, now, here's another point. Why do resonator guitars are so much louder than regular guitars? Why is that? I played with a guy that had a National solid metal body resonator. That thing was loud. Okay? Because a resonator guitar, now look at the little diagram right here. The resonator guitar is a machine spun aluminum speaker cone that's mounted in a metal thing, and they just screw it to the top of the guitar, and then in the middle of they call it the biscuit, in the middle of that speaker cone that's suspended in this thing, and they put a fancy cover over it with all them holes or them diamonds and all that. But it's an aluminum speaker that the voice coil, that the bridge plate, the bridge saddle is in the middle of that voice coil, and then they got a trapeze tailpiece, and when those strings go across that bridge, it causes the speaker to vibrate. The aluminum spun speaker, and it projects, because all the action on the acoustic guitar is right there in the sweet spot, right there where the middle of that bridge plate. That's where the action is. You're not going to get better tone by adding something to the guitar like a Platemate or a Powerpin. That's bullshit. That's adding weight to your guitar, and it's going to dampen your guitar. The tone bar takes weight off and gives you all the contact you need, because that's the sweet spot right there. No other product goes through the ball ends of the guitar. Look at the logo. All the tone bar goes through all the ball ends of the guitar, and all are pulling together. It's a group effort from E to E. Okay? So why do they scallop guitar braces? To make them lighter, but they still retain the strength to allow the top to vibrate more. Okay, when you have a tone bar in your guitar, you'll get better tuning accuracy because the neck is vibrating. When you put that tuner on the peg head, boom, it's going to be more accurate because it's getting a better information. Okay, it's lighter. A speaker, look at it, here's a speaker diagram. And the tone bar is basically acting as the voice coil of the acoustic speaker, which is your acoustic guitar. I'm not crazy. Who do you think you are? You got all these engineers, all these other people got all these engineers, they got pieces of paper that says they know something. When I was 12 years old, I was one of the best carpenters in my area. From the time I was 12 to I was 17, I didn't have no summer vacations. I made up all the fascia board and the cut all the angles for putting siding on houses. I did it from I was 12 to I was 17. Never got paid for it. That's because I worked for my stepdad. Okay. When I was 18, I worked on a river, working on coal barges, welding cracks and holes and stuff. Okay. Then I worked in Zenith. I didn't bring my certificate in here. I worked in Zenith and worked my way up to the engineering department, where I didn't make all the jigs, but I had made one jig of every type there was for console TV cabinets. We was in the space age of woodworking. We had, look this up, we had the Suter drills and air hydraulics and all kinds of stuff. We was in the space age, and we are classified as cabinet makers. We are jig and cabinet makers. Antonio Stradivari was a cabinet maker. He wasn't called a luthier. I don't know what the hell that, I know what it means, but I don't want to be called that. I'm a trained cabinet maker. Now, I've made hundreds of jigs. I've done hundreds of houses. I'm almost 70, and I've been doing this shit for 60 years. And all you engineers out there with pieces of paper that mom and daddy sent you to college to get a piece of paper to get a fancy job to come up with some bullshit, I'm sorry. But I got experience and I know what I'm doing, and I've done a lot of things, and a lot of people even say they act like I moved away because they don't want nobody knowing where I'm at, because I tell them the truth. Okay, so what I'm telling you is the tone bar, let me move this out of the way here. The tone bar is the only patented legitimate product, and is an alternative method and system for putting strings on your guitar. Now, tone bar, I think I like you. Get one. They're on eBay and Reverb. I might have left some stuff out, and I'll think about it later. But next video, I'm gonna put new strings. I'm gonna put some GHS bright bronze on these. It rings forever. No pins. If you like pins, just get you a tone bar and chop them pins off and plug the holes. Okay, I've said enough. All right. Thank you for watching. I know it's been a long video, but I got a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that's all connected, and it's hard to just say it real shortly. But get a tone bar. They're available on eBay and Reverb, and that's what you're used to. That is junk. That's what's tearing up your bridge plate and not giving you any tone. If they make guitars that sound good with those, more power to them. But if you got a good sounding guitar and you put a tone bar in there, the clarity, the volume, because you're activating the bridge plate, and the tone bar is basically a speaker cone for your acoustic top. The patent says it will provide acoustic. Let's see here. Here's the patent. We'll read the last words of the patent. Get my spectacles on here. Okay. The strings are tuned to pitch. The strings are acoustically coupled to the bridge plate and to the soundboard to vibrate the soundboard to produce acoustically amplified string tones. This adds a voice coil to your acoustic box. There's nothing else that does that. Everything else adds weight to your guitar. This takes weight off and then gives you all the contact. That's why it works, because the loophole was that ball in. Thanks for watching. Thank you for ordering. I'll ship them out within 24 hours. If you order after 5 o'clock, then they go the next day. So thank everybody for watching, and thanks everybody for buying. You are truly on the cutting edge, and everybody else needs to get in line and get one, and quit coming up with these crazy reasons why it don't work. The only people that gripe about what it is people that don't have it and haven't experienced it. I don't want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your experience. Get a tone bar. When you go to the guitar store, tell the clerk there, hey man, do you carry tone bars? And why not? If all y'all would go to the guitar stores, and then maybe they would inquire, and then I could sell more tone bars. I'm just here selling tone bars. That's all this is the sole purpose of this channel. Now I do have more content, guitar content, not tone bar related. So in the comments, if you want to see me do more guitar related stuff, then I might, because I got 2,500 subscribers now, and maybe you're tired of me talking about the tone bar. Maybe I got some other content you might be interested in. So thank you for watching, and get a tone bar. You won't regret it. And thank you, and take care of those that you love.